everyone, welcome to India Yarn Circle. This is Divya here from String Diary, your host for the Nifty Thrifty Eco Bag Cal along with GOkraftz yarns. So last week we finished our rectangle, we blocked it, and we have these four corners. I don't know if I can fit the whole rectangle in the frame, but yeah, so we have these four corners that we have. So we started with corner number 1, we worked all the way till corner number 2, extended to corner number 3, and we completed it with corner number 4. So now you'll have like very little quantity of your contrast color and some quantity of your main color left. So don't worry about how much is what, okay, and what yarn you need to use. You can just use any yarn which is available. The whole idea is to ensure that you don't have any wastage and that you're not left with tons of yarn, right? So, okay, so if you don't have stitch markers, don't worry, you can just put some different colored yarn through that stitch, or you can use safety pins, you know, anything that'll make you identify that stitch. So now we go to the first corner point, right? You see you have that magic ring that you made your first 5 double crochets into. That is your corner stitch, right? Then going to corner point number 2, you have the last double crochet that you did before we started decreasing in the main color. So that the top 2 loops of your double crochet, that will be your corner point number 2. So just insert a stitch marker there, and then this is the first stitch on your contrast color row for the double crochet. That is before you started turning, so that is your corner stitch. And of course when you finish your you did your 5 double crochet 2 together, 5 double crochet 5 together, and then you chain 1 and completed that stitch. So that is that loop that you have is your corner stitch, right? So don't worry if it gets loose or anything, you just, as long as you identify the stitch, we'll all work it in, right? Now let me explain to you how to identify which is the right side and the wrong side. So if you look at the single crochets in every alternate row that you have in each of the sections, if you see the right side of the single crochet, which is the V and the top 2 loops, right? So if you see the V and the top 2 loops of the single crochet, that is your right side. I'll just show you the wrong side. Okay, so I'm going to turn it. I'm going to show you the wrong side. If you see the V, or like more like a T into the next stitch, and you see the back loop of the single crochet and the top loop, right? So the moment you see the back loop here, that is your wrong side of the entire fabric. That's the wrong side of the single crochet, and that will be the wrong side of your entire fabric, right? So now this is your right side. Of course, each and every row is mentioned when you're working, which is the right side, wrong side. So when you finish this 5 double crochet, right, you're on the right side of the fabric. So that's how you'll continue working. Now for go high bulky yarns users, we're going to reduce and go down to 4 mm hook, whereas the go bulky yarns, which are the thinner yarns, you're going to go down to 3 mm hook size, right? So, and we will start with corner point number 4. So again, remember the points: corner point 1, 2, 3 and 4. So we're going to start with corner point number 4 and 4 mm hook size for the go high bulky yarn, whereas for the go bulky thinner yarn, you're going to use 3 mm hook size, right? So now we'll start with whatever color is left, which is more, we'll start with that color, right? So get into that. You can remove the stitch marker for now and get into that stitch, right? So just loosen it up and get into that stitch. Right now, the thing is, as you see, we have a lot of these ends that we haven't woven in at all, right? So we're just gonna leave it like that for now, and I'll show you how we're going to work the yarn through it, right? So now I have this one end. I'm gonna pull that end to the side that we're gonna work. We're gonna work this direction, right? We always in crochet we work from right to left, so I'm gonna pull the yarn and keep it to the from right to left, right? So I'm gonna pick up the loop. You can make a slip knot and pick up the loop. I'm just randomly picking up the loop like that, so there's no harm in doing that as well. Chain 1. Okay, now for this entire section, which is your longer length of the rectangle, right? So this is your corner point 4 to corner point 2, which is the longer edge. In that section we'll be making only single crochet 2 together into the sides of each row. So now wherever you have double crochet, you will put in 2 stitches. Wherever you have a single crochet, you will put in 1 stitch, but you're making single crochet 2 together, right? So let me just make a slip knot and start again. So there you go, slip knot, insert the hook into the corner stitch, right? Pull up the loop, okay, chain 1. Okay, now what we're going to do is, as I said, single crochet 2 together in each and every stitch corner. Now you have a double crochet here, so you're going to take 2 stitches in that double crochet, so that is 1 stitch, but we're doing single crochet 2 together. So, and then go into the next one and pull up a loop, right? And then pull through 2. That's your single crochet 2 together. Now here, this is your single crochet row, so only once. This is your double crochet row. So it does not really matter if you put one, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the stitch marker back in. Sorry, so I was saying that don't worry if you know, it's not necessary that you need to put 2 stitches in the double crochet edge and 1 stitch. It's basically, you can work with whatever you feel like. If it's too far away, you can put in 2 stitches. If you feel it's too close by, just put in 1 stitch, right? But we're making single crochet 2 together all the way till the end. So now if you see, I'm just taking the ends which are there, I'm lining it along with the edge, and I'm just kind of working over it so that, you know, it gets included in the stitch, right? So it's basically like it's going through the bottom loops of the single crochet, right? So just continue doing single crochet all the way till the end. There is no specific stitch count, and don't worry if like some of the edges, some of the, you know, ends just come out like that. Don't worry about that. We'll be, you know, trimming it up once we finish the whole thing. So just insert your hook, pull up 1 loop, insert into the next stitch, pull up another loop, and single crochet 2 together. Pull through all 3, right? So that's your single crochet 2 together. Just continue doing that all the way till corner point number 2, and I will come back and show you what we need to do there at that corner point, right? So now I have reached corner point 2, right? So I'm just going to remove that stitch marker for a minute, right? And I finished with a double crochet. If you with a single crochet 2 together, but if you have like 1 extra space, just end it with a single crochet. It does not matter, right? Now in this corner stitch that you have, you're going to make 3 single crochets. So that's 1, 2 and 3 single crochets in the same stitch, right? And you're going to insert your stitch marker back in the second single crochet that you made. So in the second single crochet, which is your center stitch, you're just going to put the stitch marker back into that stitch, right? And then now we're going to work on, we're going to turn and we're going to work on the shorter side of the rectangle, which is from corner point 2 to corner point 1, right? Now here again what we're going to do is we're going to continue doing single crochet 2 together in each of the stitches, right? So basically we're doing the same thing all throughout. So we're doing single crochet 2 together in each of the stitches on the longer edge, 3 single crochet in the corner stitch, insert the hook back into the second stitch, that is your center stitch, single crochet 2 together on the shorter edge, then again 3 single crochet in the corner stitch with your stitch marker in the second stitch, then single crochet 2 together along the longer edge till you reach point 3, corner point 3, 3 single crochet in the corner stitch, and continue doing double single crochet 2 together and come back to your start point, right? So that is basically what we're going to do for this entire row. So which basically means we're just working on all the edges, all the 4 side edges throughout the fabric, and we're just going to make single crochet 2 together throughout the whole edge, and just in the 4 corner stitches we're going to make 3 single crochets in each of the corner stitch and insert the stitch marker back into the second stitch, right? So I'm going to finish that whole thing and I'll come back to this point where we'll start with where we'll make that 3 single crochets in that corner stitch, right? So just complete the whole thing and come back and I'll show you what we're doing next. So I have reached the end and as in done the entire square and come back to corner point number 4, finished with a single crochet 2 together. So in that stitch marker, because we started with single crochet 2 together in the stitches, we're going to do the corner stitch, which is your 3 single crochet in the same stitch. So I'm just going to do 3 single crochet in the same stitch, 1, 2 and 3, right? So 3 single crochet in the same stitch, put the stitch marker in the second stitch, that is your center stitch of the 3 stitches, slip stitch to the first single crochet 2 together to close that row, right? So now you see that your fabric is starting to pucker a little bit along the edges. It's kind of forming these what do you call those, pleats kind of a thing, right, on all the sides, if you see. So now that we've finished the first row, we've slip stitched to the first single crochet 2 together and completed that row, right? So I'm going to continue the same thing in the longer side. So chain 1, single crochet 2 together, single crochet 2 together. That's what you continue doing. Now don't worry if your stitches feel too wide or long. It all starts to pucker up and become tight. So we're just going to continue doing single crochet 2 together in each of these stitches all the way till the end, till you reach one stitch before your stitch marker, right? So continue and I'll see you at the end of this section, end of this edge when we reach corner point 2, right? So now I have reached the point here. I have 2 more stitches till the end. If you have just 1 stitch till the end, just make a single crochet and leave it at that, right? So now I'm going to remove the stitch marker, and in that center stitch I'm again going to put 3 single crochets, right? So 3 single crochets in that stitch. Insert the hook marker into the second stitch of the 3 single crochets, and then continue onto the next side. Now here we did single crochet 2 together. As you can see, it is puckered up, and it's, you know, started forming these you know, pleat kind of a thing, you know, the folds that you get, right? So this is your longest side, which is, you know, come down so much. Now for this edge, which is your shortest side, instead of doing single crochet 2 together all throughout, we're going to do 1 single crochet and then single crochet 2 together. 1 single crochet, 2 together, right? So we're just gonna do that. So I'll continue with 1 single crochet and then single crochet 2 together, 1 single crochet, 2 together, 1 single crochet, 2 together, right? So don't worry if you know, if your stitches look like they are long, but try and as much as possible make your stitches a little tighter. Sorry, yeah, this is a single crochet. Even anyway, we have gone down a hook size so that the stitches are a little more tighter, but otherwise also make sure that your stitches are not too loose, so that, you know, it's like the whole fabric at the end should pucker up, right? So just continue doing single crochet 2 together. Just make sure that you're not just doing single crochet 2 together all throughout. So if you've done single crochet 2 together, then the next stitch will be a single crochet, then single crochet 2 together, right? So do this all the way till the end, right? And we're going to continue doing these 2 edges like that, right? So for the longer edge, right, sorry, yeah, so this is the shorter edge, right? So we've done 1 single crochet, then single crochet 2 together till the first corner point, and then this is your larger end, the larger side of the rectangle. We're going to do single crochet 2 together all throughout, and then once we come back again on the shorter edge, we will do 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet 2 together till you reach the corner point, right? So, and once you, when you get closer to the stitch marker, if you have 2 stitches, you make single crochet 2 together. If you have just 1 single crochet left, just make that 1 single crochet, and you don't have to worry about it has to end on a single crochet 2 together, or if it has to end on a just a single crochet, right? So whatever stitch it ends on, completely fine. There's no issue with that at all. So I'm just completing this row, and I'll see you at that corner. So now I have 2 stitches left, so I'm just, and I did a single crochet 2 together, so I'm just going to do 2 single crochets. I'll not do a single crochet 2 together again. Just do a 2 single crochet, and then in that center stitch that you have, make 3 single crochets in the same stitch. And insert your stitch marker into the second stitch. Right, now on the longer edge, we're going to continue doing single crochet 2 together, and on the shorter edge we'll come back to one single crochet and one single crochet, two together. So I'll complete both the sides and I'll meet you. I have reached the end, and I have one stitch left before the stitch marker, so I'm just going to single crochet in that. I'll remove the stitch marker, make 3 single crochets in that stitch. Okay, and I have one more stitch left, so I'm going to single crochet in that. So slip stitch into that first stitch of the row and complete the row, right? So now I have like a little bit yarn left, so this is what we're going to do. I'm going to fasten off here and cut the yarn, and I'm going to divide this whole roll into 2 sections. So now that we've fastened off and I have whatever remaining yarn I had, I have split it into 2 parts, equal parts. Just, you know, measure it together and cut it at the center and make two parts out of it. Right, now what I have done is corner point 4 and corner point 3, corner point 2 and corner point 1. I've just matched them together, stitch marker to stitch marker, and then now you can see that the shorter side is here, right, on both sides, and our longer side is here. So now you can see that the bag is already forming its shape. Now all we need to do is make the handles and we're done. So it will be